The room is quiet, but your mind isn't. Because somewhere between her silence and her subtle glances, you've started to feel something, a tension, a pull, a strange gravitational force that doesn't make sense, yet refuses to let go. It's the kind of feeling that sneaks up on you at night, when the world finally stops talking, and your thoughts get louder than you want them to be. You replay the moments, the micro-expressions, the way her voice changed when she spoke to you, the way she inhaled before saying your name, like she was trying to steady something inside herself. And you wonder, is she fighting something? Or hiding something? Or hiding the fact that she's fighting something? Because desire, true desire, never enters loudly. It slips in through the cracks, it trembles behind controlled breaths, and it hides in all the places where the heart is too afraid to be seen. She looks at you differently, not enough for the world to notice, but just enough for you to feel it. And that alone is dangerous. You sense her hesitation, her restraint, her quiet war against her own impulses. It's like she's standing behind an invisible door, gripping the handle, wanting to open it, but terrified of what might happen if she does. And that is where the truth always reveals itself, in the way people try not to show what they're feeling. Welcome to Psychology of Desire, the place where silent tension becomes truth, and where we decode the emotions people bury beneath polite smiles and controlled words. Before we go deeper, take a moment. Breathe. And if you're ready to understand what she feels but refuses to say out loud, hit the subscribe button. Not because it's a routine, but because you're about to enter a world where every detail matters, every glance carries weight, and every hidden desire has a story. A story she's been trying to keep from you. You see, when a woman wants you badly, she won't always tell you. Sometimes she can't. Sometimes she doesn't know how. Sometimes the desire is too raw, too vulnerable, too loud inside her, yet too silent outside. Her mind becomes a battlefield where logic fights longing, where caution fights craving, and where your presence becomes an emotional earthquake she tries, and fails, to hide. You've seen it. The way she fidgets when you're close, like her body is trying to keep a secret her heart already confessed. The way her voice softens, not out of weakness, but out of surrender. A surrender she hopes you won't notice. The way her eyes linger for half a second longer than they should, as if she's memorizing you, just in case she never gets the chance again. Women rarely fear desire. What they fear is being exposed by it. So her attraction becomes a shadow, a quiet ripple beneath a calm surface, a whisper disguised as casual interest, a storm hidden behind steady breaths. She wants you, not in the loud, reckless way people imagine, but in the slow-burning, emotionally dangerous way that keeps her awake at night. She tells herself she's fine. She tells herself you're just another passing thought. But her body betrays her. Her eyes betray her. Her silence betrays her. Because when a woman wants you badly, she doesn't show it in her words. She shows it in the way she tries to control the parts of herself that don't want to be controlled anymore. And deep down, you've already felt the shift. You've already sensed the pull. You've already tasted the possibility. There's a moment, quiet, fragile, and almost invisible, where her mask slips. It doesn't happen when she's laughing. It doesn't happen when she's talking. It happens in the in-between, in the pauses where her heart gets ahead of her mind. That's when the truth escapes. Maybe it's the way her breath catches when your hands accidentally brush. Maybe it's the softness that blooms in her eyes when she thinks you're not looking. Or maybe it's the way she freezes, just for a heartbeat, as if your presence rearranges something inside her. Desire does that. It rewires people quietly, like a secret she's scared to acknowledge, but even more scared to lose. And if you pay attention, you'll notice how she becomes a different version of herself around you. Not better, not worse, just more alive. Her voice becomes warmer, her laughter becomes gentler, her guard becomes thinner, And her excuses become more elaborate because she needs reasons to be near you that don't give away the truth. She wants you, but she also wants to hide how much she wants you. That conflict eats at her, gnawing at the edges of her self-control. So she overthinks the smallest details. Your texts, your reactions, your pauses, the way you look at her, the way you don't look at her, the way you walk away, and the way you come back. A woman who wants you badly isn't calm on the inside. She's chaos wearing perfume. She's longing disguised as logic. She's desire folded neatly behind careful words. But the truth leaks through, in moments she can't prepare for. Like when she laughs at something you said and her hand reaches toward you. But she pulls it back halfway, as if touching you would reveal too much. Or when she asks about your day, but you feel the weight behind the question, the unspoken hope that she matters enough for you to open up. Or when she pretends she didn't notice you arrived, yet somehow her entire energy shifts the second you step into the room. She won't say she wants you, but her body will. Her micro-expressions will. Her hesitation will. Her fear will. Because desire this strong doesn't stay quiet forever. It cracks through the walls she builds, spills into her behaviors, and spills into your intuition. You feel it. Like a pulse beneath the surface, a current pulling you toward her, even when neither of you moves. And that's why the signs matter. Not because you need validation, but because she needs understanding. She needs someone who can read the feelings she's too afraid to admit. Someone who can see the softness she hides beneath her strength. Someone who notices the vulnerability she tucks into the corners of her silence. Because the woman who hides her desire is the same woman who feels it the deepest. And the deeper the desire, the quieter the confession. There comes a point where she can't hide it anymore. Not because she chooses to be bold, but because the feeling becomes too heavy to carry in silence. It's in the way she looks at you when she thinks the moment is safe. Those long, unguarded seconds where her eyes soften the way the sky softens before rain. She breaks her own rule then. She lets her guard slip, because for a brief heartbeat, her desire becomes stronger than her fear. But the second she realizes it, she looks away, too fast, too abruptly, as if she just touched something hot and her body reacted before her mind could. That reflex, that sudden withdrawal, that's not disinterest. That's exposure. That's panic mixed with longing. That's the kind of desire that terrifies her. And you'll notice something else. She becomes hyper-aware of your presence. Not dramatically, but in the subtle, involuntary ways that tell the truth better than words ever could. She fixes her hair when you walk by, not to impress you, but because your presence disrupts her calm, and she needs something, anything, to channel the energy rushing through her. She straightens her posture, her lips part slightly, her voice drops half a tone, her breathing shifts. Barely noticeable, but real, raw, human. A woman who wants you badly doesn't stay still around you. Her body reacts before her brain can hide it. And then, there's the jealousy. Not loud, not dramatic, but sharp enough to reveal the truth she won't admit. She asks subtle questions about the women around you. Not because she's curious, but because the thought of someone else having the parts of you she craves makes her chest tighten. She listens too closely when another woman's name comes up. Her smile becomes slightly forced, her eyes dim for a millisecond. A barely visible flicker of insecurity that betrays how deeply she feels. That's the thing about hidden desire. It doesn't stay hidden. It escapes through the cracks. It leaks through her silences. It breathes through her pauses. And when she talks to you, there's a tenderness in her tone she doesn't offer to anyone else. A lingering softness, as if every word she speaks is chosen carefully, measured, held close to her chest before she releases it. She listens more intensely. She remembers the little things you say. She mirrors your phrases without realizing it. She laughs more easily because your presence relaxes a part of her she never knew needed calming. But the most revealing moment is this: when she lets herself be vulnerable. Maybe she opens up about something personal. Maybe she shares a memory she doesn't talk about. Maybe her voice dulls for a second because she's letting you touch a part of her heart she usually keeps locked away. That vulnerability, that softness, that unfiltered honesty isn't casual. It's intentional. It means she trusts you with the parts of herself she doesn't trust with the world. And she wouldn't do that if she didn't want you, not a little, but deeply. There's a shift, subtle at first, almost innocent. But you feel it like a change in temperature. It happens when she stops treating you like an option and starts treating you like a presence she can't go a day without thinking about. She asks how you're doing, but not the casual, surface-level version. No, her eyes search your face, as if she's trying to read the hidden pages you don't show to anyone else. She asks about your day, but what she really wants to know is whether she crossed your mind, whether something reminded you of her, whether she exists in the quiet spaces of your life the same way you exist in hers. Because when a woman wants you badly, she doesn't just crave your touch. She craves your attention, your emotional presence, your energy, your noticing. And she begins showing it in ways she doesn't intend to. When you talk, she listens with a stillness that feels almost sacred. She leans in, not physically every time, but emotionally, as if each word you speak matters more than it should. Her reactions soften. Her judgment dissolves. Her defenses loosen because your voice feels safe to her. And safety, for a woman who wants you deeply, is louder than desire. It's the kind of safety that makes her let down the walls she keeps high for everyone else. Walls she built from past hurt, past disappointments, past lessons carved into her skin. But around you, those walls crack. She shows you her sense of humor before it's filtered. She shows you her fears before they're dressed up as strength. She shows you her softness, that vulnerable, unguarded softness. She usually hides from the world because softness gets hurt easily. You become the exception. And exceptions are never accidental. Then comes the emotional tell she cannot hide, no matter how hard she tries. She starts matching your mood. If you're distant, she becomes quieter. Not because she's uninterested, but because she feels your shift too deeply. If you're warm, she glows. Like your energy lights something inside her she forgot she still had. If you're stressed, she softens, because she wants to be the calm in the middle of your storm. Her emotional connection to you becomes mirrored, reflected, aligned. Even her silences start to resemble yours. It's not manipulation. It's not strategy. It's resonance. The kind that happens when a woman tries to stay distant, but her heart betrays her every single time. And the more she tries to hide it, the more visible it becomes. Especially in the quiet moments. Like when you're about to leave and she pauses just slightly, because some part of her wishes you would stay a little longer. That pause, that hesitation, that unspoken plea, is desire in its purest form. But the deepest signs, the ones that reveal she wants you so intensely it scares her, those are coming next. There is a moment where everything she's tried to suppress starts slipping through the cracks, slowly at first, then all at once. Because desire, real desire, doesn't stay contained forever. It builds, it swells, it claws at the inside of her chest until she can't pretend anymore. And that's when you'll see the most revealing signs of all. She becomes nervous around you. But not the cute, playful kind of nervous. No. This is deeper. This is the kind of nervous that exposes a truth too big to hide. Her hands shake slightly when she hands you something. Her voice trembles on words that shouldn't matter. She stares at your lips for a second too long before she forces herself to look away. It's not shyness. It's emotional overload. Her body is reacting to a desire she hasn't given herself permission to feel. And then, there are the moments she gets quiet. Not distant, not cold, just quiet. As if being near you makes her heart feel too full and too fragile at the same time. She feels every inch of the space between you. She notices every shift in your tone. She pays attention to the way you breathe, as if she's memorizing you in case she never gets the chance again. That's when you know she's not just attracted, she's emotionally invested. Women don't go quiet when they're uninterested. They go quiet when they're overwhelmed. And then comes the most powerful sign of all, the slip. The moment she calls you when she's tired or stressed or lonely, because you've become the place where her mind runs when she needs softness. Or the moment she says your name with a tenderness that wasn't there before. Or the moment she looks at you with a softness so vulnerable you feel like you're staring into a confession she never intended to speak. Her desire becomes undeniable, not loud, not dramatic, but soul deep, real, unfiltered, alive. And she knows it. She feels it. She fears it. But she can't stop it. Because somewhere along the way, you became the thought she falls asleep to, the comfort she reaches for unconsciously, and the presence she feels even when you're not in the room. You became the one man she can't hide from herself anymore. And that is the final sign, when her emotions reveal what her words refuse to. A woman who wants you badly will not always confess it, but she will show it in the cracks, in the pauses, in the trembles, and in the truths that escape when she thinks you're not watching. These signs aren't guesses, they are emotional footprints, evidence of a heart trying to stay protected while longing to be understood. And now you know how to read them. This is Psychology of Desire, where silence speaks louder than words and hidden feelings become crystal clear when you learn how to look deeper. If this video helped you see the truth behind the emotions she hides, make sure to subscribe and join this journey into the minds we're all afraid to understand.